Home is 5 a.m. calls to prayer.
It's shut up dubstep.
It's a coffee and a cigarette to start my day.
Oh, grilled cheese, mum style.
Sunday morning manais.
Cook sisters and milk tart.
Homemade strawberry milkshake before bed.
It's occasional blood-stained sheets.
The spine of a familiar book pushed into a VCR.
Playing Coke can badminton while the neighbour's weed whacking.
And jumping straight through the middle of a trampoline.
Dad in nothing but pants.
Home is where Mum has conversations on the phone every Saturday morning, repeating the same stories to all the women in the family.
It's us staying awake throughout the night, Monopoly, movie marathon, the rising sun on our faces.
It's when stepdad introduces me as his daughter.
It's my father crying at my first piano recital at 16. It's the first time he clearly held love in his eyes. Home is in the eyes.
Home is in the words of our mothers. Mum says I'm just like my father.
Oh, my mum tells me the world doesn't need any more people like my father.
To which there's always doors slamming and windows shattering.
I throw my drum kit down the staircase.
It's the best solo you ever did.
My sister and I used to study by candlelight, competing over who would run their finger through the fire the slowest.
How can you
tattoo a floor
with hair straighteners?
My sister holds her breath so that I could cry it out for the both of us.
My brother loses his pelvis after laughing at me pelting the door with plastic meatballs.
It's my sister asking if I'd like to join for Yoga X.
To which I almost always respond, no thanks.
And the one time I say yes, she smiles and says,
actually, I've moved on to a more advanced workout. Would you still like to join?
To which I almost always respond, no thanks.
My brother and I like oil and water.
I sleep in half of a bunk bed I shared with my brother. He's no longer below me, running his feet in the slats, playing the sound a roller coaster makes. His half is in his room, accumulating sweat and lovers.
Home is digging into what the mattress teaches of love. It's reading poems written with fingers on each other's backs, where every crease on every freckle, every line is studied.
Spaghetti legs wrapped together in silence, and fingers locked, half asleep, and toes meeting each other for the first time.
It's reversing time. So we keep our hands weaved for longer, our hair porcupines. It's watching the sky move through our bodies.
We make ropes from the clothes we take off each other.
They're short,
but long enough to climb out of the world for a while.
It sits in your throat like a lump. This is where I've learnt forgiveness.
It took you 7 years.
And when I finally mustered the courage to say, I forgive you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There was no response.
Well, maybe that is forgiveness.
Maybe it's realizing you carry your past. And you have to let go.
Home is a web of umbilical cords connecting us to the earth, stretching across landscapes like arteries on an old man's arm.
It's being in tune with the wind, with the pattern of falling leaves. It is also rage like lightning in the chest and sea sirens screaming at the walls.
It's 1,000 pigeons turning their wings in unison and 1,000 languages meeting halfway between.
Our cells' ceaseless explosions of mitochondria. We carry the ferocity of the sun, our porous bones,
our spongy flesh,
our watertight skin,
that border between us
and the rest. Home is living on the border between.